Today, we're talking about the 5 richest Bitcoin billionaires. Are you number 6? This is Around the Blockchain. Guys, I'm number 6. You might be 7. All right, guys, it's going to be a great show. We got 3 phenomenal guests on today. We got Dylan in the Green Square. You might remember him. He was in looked like a newsroom last time. Dylan, where are you streaming from?
So the garage is actually just around the corner. This is my glorified office that is not private, that I have to basically tell people get out of here all the time. But yeah, so just out of the production facility, my office. Yeah.
Okay. Nothing crazy. Okay, just wondered. Also on today, he's feeling bullish. Is Crypto Grady. Grady is always a great time when you're on here. Grady, how are you doing today?
I love you. You know what I'm bullish on? The next crypto gem airing tomorrow. Man, crypto's coming to mainstream TV, baby. These TV shows are coming out. Let's go. Let's get adoption.
All right, shout out to the Wait team as well. And then last but not least, we have Crypto Hound. Crypto Hound holding it down. And he'll tell you that shit's brown. Crypto Hound, how are you doing today?
Doing great, TZ. I'm fired up. I'm ready to get after it. Got a nice topics for today, so let's get into it.
All right, let's get right into it. Like a twister, we're going to talk about Tornado Cash first, though. The Tornado Cash dev, he pled today. He pled not guilty. This was in the U.S. District Court of New York. It seems to always be over there. And they allege that Roman Storm, he's a Tornado Cash developer, and his fellow developers, Roman Semenov and Alexei Pertsev, helped bad actors launder over $1 billion through Tornado Cash. In the court appearance, he pled not guilty to conspiring to operate a money transmitter, facilitate money laundering, and sanctions evasion. He is a dual Russian U.S. citizen. It's about a $2 million bond right now, and he will remain under house arrest in Washington State, kind of like SBF. Maybe they'll play League of Legends. He's going to receive regular drug testing. He has to relinquish all firearms and not contact anybody, and he has to adhere to strict travel restrictions. So we got the Tornado Dev Cash pleading not guilty today. Let me say his name one more time. Roman Storm. Pretty cool name. Sounds like an X-Man. Pretty cool guy. Maybe he's a wrestler or something. I don't know. Maybe a different type of actor. Could be that. But I want to ask you, Dylan, about just the underlying issue here, which is, these guys, they weren't, receiving money from North Korea, hiding it from the government, then giving it to the North Koreans in a warehouse or by the docks, with the briefcase. They literally just wrote code. So my question to you is code free speech, or did they break the law?
No, so absolutely right. Code is free speech, and there are countless examples actually in the past where, let's take a really good example is BitTorrent. So BitTorrent is a protocol. BitTorrent helped pirate, billions of dollars worth of content, and BitTorrent was never taken down because how are you going to go to a bunch of people and tell them, hey, we're going to turn off your computer, we're going to turn off this computer? But a counter example would be something like Napster. Napster helped a bunch of people steal music off of their own servers. So that is really the line here. While yes, code that you publish that other people run is absolutely free speech, the moment that you are actually running it yourself on your own servers, even if it's your code, you have now exposed yourself to liability. I'd have to understand, or at least the government would have to, make it very clear that the Tornado Cash devs were running stuff on their own server for there to actually be a case. And if they can prove that, it is a little bit hard to say that they were not facilitating it because it was on their own server. But code itself, free speech, got to be able to deploy and distribute code. That's
good point. Good point. Did you agree with Lars Ulrich, the drummer from Metallica? They were famously one of the first people to go against Napster. Whose side were you on, Lars or Napster?
It's hard, man. I love BitTorrent because it's so, I'm a cypherpunk. I've said that every time I've been on here. So you F around, you find out. You try and give a middle finger to the industry, they're going to come after you, right? So I don't know, man. I think Napster did something very bold, but at the end of the day, if they got caught, and there was a case against them, it's really hard to root for someone who doesn't think, beyond what regulators or large companies will do.
All right, hit that like button if you downloaded some music, folks. I know you did. I know we all did. I remember looking back. It was quite controversial at the time, but looking back, maybe he had a point. I grew up in a film town. I did extra work, all that stuff. They drilled in us. Piracy is not a victimless crime. So, it's a complicated issue. All right, now,
Yes.
Crypto Grady, I want to ask you, about just what should the Department of Justice do? They're kind of in a pickle here because on one end, we have terrorists using mixers. We have North Korea. We have people obfuscating funds. We have hackers. They're hacking. They're shutting down electrical grids. They're draining bridges. And then they use Tornado Cash to evade the authorities. So, should the Department of Justice try to stop mixers due to all those reasons?
Well, I'm torn. So first, the DOJ, what do they actually have on them? Were they just creating
Biden's
code?
You
Okay,
meant
yeah.
directly related to this case. Sorry. Thought we were talking about something else.
Biden's laptop, right? So, are they only just creating code, or it sounds like, and I tried finding what exactly does the DOJ have? That's what I want to know. Because were they just creating code, or were they actually, it sounds like from what the DOJ has found, that they were actually helping these people doing the laundering and things, not just creating Tornado Cash. See, I'm torn with this because, it's really stupid to hack. It's like really wrecking the whole industry for one. But generally speaking, if you hack, you're going to get caught eventually. The FBI, they have all these tools. They'll find you out. You're toast. You stole somebody's money. You're a hacker. You're toast. But with things like Tornado Cash, they can potentially get away with it. And so, it's because all the innovation that's been stifled from all this hacking. Unless we want to all become Bitcoin maxis, it's so hard for the space to grow with all these hacks happening all the time. So I'm torn there. But really what this issue is with the DOJ, what do they actually have? I can't find that anywhere. I've looked and looked and looked. The narrative is it's just these guys just out there writing code. But it sounds like to me that it's more than that. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah. I think they'll hide as much as they can under the guise of terrorism. So, there's probably some redacted things that maybe shouldn't be redacted. All right, now, Crypto Hound, we need the Hound on it. You sniff out the clues there. Hound, have you ever seen the show Billions? I know it's a little unrelated. Have you ever seen Billions?
I have not.
All right, well, Department of Justice, they feature strongly in that show. I was going to cast you as Paul Giamatti's character, but I want to ask you, put yourself in the shoes of the DOJ. You're the goon. You got the gray suit. You got the boring briefcase. You show up to the boring nondescript building 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. This is your job to come after Tornado Cash. Well, what is a bigger fear to the Department of Justice? Is it terrorists using Tornado Cash, or is it losing control of law-abiding citizens using Tornado Cash?
Whew. That's a great question. I'm going to say terrorism because of the amount of money that will get washed and mixed away and make it untraceable. And that untraceable fact, when we're trying to hunt them down, makes it nearly impossible. So this Tornado Cash that they made up, almost like this exchange, basically, it can loop in all of the fraud across the world to come to this service just to wash and clean that crypto money. But there's no oversight anywhere in the world. Even if the US did it and they're over in Russia or somewhere else, can they even get charged for it? Like, how are we going to set a precedent for this crypto industry in a global aspect and not just country to country? Because everyone's going to have different rules and guidelines. I thought it was interesting that the Tornado Cash was governed by a DAO. So the players of the game, the people laundering the money, get to make the decisions on what happens with the ecosystem. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I just want them to vote. Hey, give me all the Bitcoin from North Korea. I'll take it. I know they got some hiding in there.
Dude, my blood is boiling because I've lost some. And for any new investors out there in the crypto space, do not share your keys at all, because once you share your keys, it's gone. And you can trace it. You could try to find someone who's big into tracking the address back. But with stuff like this out in existence, it becomes so much harder to ever get that back.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's talk about Bieber. Maybe there's some believers in the chat. Hit the like button if you ever listen to any of his songs and maybe nodded your head or tapped a toe one time. But no, Bieber has a new NFT, and there's a song you could own through the NFT, guys. This isn't dropped by Justin Bieber, but it's dropped by his music producer. He had a weird name, Accredit, spelled AXIDENT, Accident. That was like an Axie. Okay, maybe he likes Axie Infinity. We don't know. The song is from 2015. It's called Company. Looks like it's been streamed about 500 million times. And the producer is going to sell 2,000 NFTs sharing his royalties. But it's only 1% of the royalties. You're not going to get, what Bieber gets. It's going to be a very, very small amount. I did a little bit of research into it. For a popular artist like a Justin Bieber, they can expect between 1/3 of a penny to 1/2 of a penny per stream. Looks like it was, streamed 500 million times. It's quite the pretty penny. I mean, we're talking over $50 million right there, depending if you want to do 1/3, if you want to do 1/2, how you want to round that. But tens of millions of dollars potentially. Now, maybe just 1% of that, still looking at hundreds of thousands of dollars, maybe even cracking to the million. All right, well, Dylan, I just got to ask you, you kind of heard the tokenomics of the NFT, so to speak. Hot or not? The NFT, not Justin Bieber.
Well, I have to say, baby. No, I'm just kidding. So, I love Justin Bieber.
2 points. 2 points.
Sorry. Yeah, 2 points for that. I could go longer if you guys like. No, I'm just kidding. No, so I love it. I think NFTs and actually, hopefully they may even be called something else, and content just goes super well together. Just like how when the internet was kind of growing, we already talked about it. Like the first awesome use cases were streaming music. So the idea that we start to move music onto a blockchain, people can participate and get on-chain royalties, and the artist can get paid. I mean, this is a huge problem in music that, if you guys don't know this, like on Spotify, like only the top 5 artists actually make money. Everybody else just makes nothing. So, this idea that Spotify is making all this money off of the efforts of a bunch of small artists and they never get paid, I think that this is one of the best use cases. And the fact that an artist like Justin Bieber is pioneering it and giving people the opportunity to get in, it's awesome. I think it's going to be a couple years before we're there, and I hope by then it's not called NFTs, because I think that turns a lot of people away. But no, I really love it. I think music on chain is going to be the future.
All right. And the chat, they wanted me to reduce points for your singing.
No,
you're going up 3 points now. No, I added a third point. They don't get to tell me how to give out the points here. I'm the doler. All right. Well, Crypto Grady, I feel like we've seen this before. I remember Kings of Leon did some things, Snoop's done some things. So we've seen artists that come out, they have a little NFT song, they promise, share this, share that, but they never hit big. It almost seems like they share their stinkers, their B-side, the crap that wasn't good enough for the actual album. Will we ever see, a good song? And do you think do they sandbag the good songs for traditional releases? Are they giving us the doo-doo for the NFTs?
I think the problem is this pitch. Listen to this pitch. All right. You already gave a better pitch. Like you just said, here's how much you can make. Here's how this works. Here's their pitch. The ownership of songs bears far greater weight than its monetary value.
Oh, I saw
that. It forges profound connections to the art until now that is beyond the reach of fans. That has been beyond the reach of fans. Like, come on. Really? That's your pitch? You guys are killing me. I mean, I think I want our man to serenade us some more, sing for us some more. I think 10 points, easy. Let's go.
Well, at that point, I would have to reduce points. But if you want to, he does have some hits. I can't think of any right now. Maybe I need to listen to him more. Yeah, he had a good song. He had a good album in like 2018, Changes or something. I don't know. It's the red one. Guys, I don't know. All right, now, nothing against Justin Bieber.
I do think the NFT world will take over music eventually. They got to do it right. They got to have better, they got to do it right.
All right. I know it. Yeah. It is easy to hate Bieber. Let me say this. Let me go on my soapbox, defend Bieber for about 12 seconds. If you'd given me, a young Deezy, all that fame and all that money at the age of 15, I would have been also peeing in buckets in the back of restaurants and doing a lot of stupid stuff. So just put yourself in his shoes. What have you have done? If all of a sudden someone gave you $100 million, just say 18, let alone 15, let alone 16. All right, now, last question on this topic, then we'll talk about the Bitcoin billionaires. Crypto Hound, I want to ask you, what artist would you support having an NFT, and what would you want that NFT to look like?
Ooh, okay. Honestly, it could be a simple album cover and maybe different renditions of it, building in that NFT rarity use case that I was even talking about yesterday on the show. Artist-wise,
give us a name, Crypto Hound. We need a name. Who's it going to be?
Post Malone
Okay.
with the new
Okay.
album, it's
Post
a little
Malone.
slow, but that attention that he brings, selling out stadiums, even like a Taylor Swift or something, talking about, Justin Bieber's more outdated, not coming out with anything recent. Yes, he's got probably a big fan base, but this seems more like a trap for any true fan that's trying to, oh, do I want to get this 2015 song? Oh, I got to learn about crypto and how to get into NFT. And they might just get let down after that and be turned off by crypto, which is detrimental to the space because we want people to come in and see the good about it, not the bad. So I think a bigger name, maybe people seeing some royalties from a #1 song on the Billboard would be huge. My question is, how would all this music be stored on the blockchain? Is there enough space to make a iTunes on the blockchain that's secured, and at least every song, it's well documented and you can count every listen, and it treats each artist fairly.
Yeah, the issue wouldn't be putting the songs on the blockchain. It would be the interacting smart contracts where they try to incorporate some sort of payment. But that's another question for the next nerds of say 5 years from now to figure out. All right, nothing wrong with the DNGs. We love DNGs. I too am a DNG on some level. All right, let's talk about Bitcoin billionaires, everybody. There's a big giant study on the wealthiest people in crypto. And DZ was #1 with his 3.5 chain link. Could you believe it? Hit that like button if you also thought that was pretty cool. But they only looked at crypto-related holdings. They said there's 6 Bitcoin billionaires and 88,000 crypto millionaires. This is just holdings in crypto or crypto-related assets, not, you have $1 billion in real estate and hold 2 Bitcoin, you wouldn't be on the list. You got to have $1 billion of Bitcoin or a Bitcoin-related company. 78 people are Bitcoin semi-millionaires, meaning they have at least $100 million, and 182 have $100 million across multiple cryptos, mostly ETH. But to put it in perspective, folks, we're looking at 6 billionaires, 88,000 millionaires. There's 20 million millionaires just in America. In the world, 60 million millionaires. Guys, there's only going to be 21 million Bitcoin, so something to think about. U.S. is leading the pack with the most crypto millionaires, followed by India, then China, then Brazil, then Russia. Seen a lot of BRICS nations in there. All right, we got the list here. We're going to start at the bottom, and we'll go to the top. Number 5, Michael Saylor. Worth about 1.1 billion. I know it's mostly MicroStrategy, but MicroStrategy's most of their net worth tied up in Bitcoin. Number 4, it's a tie because they're twins. We actually have a picture of them. I don't know. Yeah, that is a picture of the actual Winklevi twins. They have 2 billion each. They're behind Gemini. That's an actual picture. Don't you second guess me on that one. Number 3, Ripple. We're talking about Chris Larson, the founder, chairman of Ripple Labs. He has 4 billion in crypto. Number 2, Brian Armstrong from Coinbase. We're going to count him as well, mostly tied up in Coinbase stock. Coinbase, we're going to count that $6 billion net worth. Number 1, you probably know, we have the same haircut. It's CZ. Now, guys, these are just estimates. No one knows for sure how much money CZ has. CZ doesn't know how much money CZ has, but they put the estimates at $65 billion. Woo! How you feel about that? All right, Dylan, I want to talk about the amount of millionaires in relation to the amount of Bitcoin. 60 million millionaires, only 21 million Bitcoin will ever be produced. Let's just say 20 because of Satoshi's wallet. That means there's 3 millionaires for every 1 Bitcoin. Will we live to see an arms race for the wealthy as they all try to obtain 1 whole coin?
All I got to say is they're going to have to fight off BlackRock. So, I mean, that's kind of the cool thing about Bitcoin, right? Is that anyone can get it. It's peer-to-peer. I do think that especially in the later stages of Bitcoin, when we start to see, us hitting this day, I think it'll be interesting to see. I mean, I know this is a super heated point, but will they drop their cap and go for, endless emissions? I'm not sure. Like, how are we going to keep the miners incented? But, ultimately, I mean, that's kind of the whole thing with Bitcoin is it's scarce and people will be fighting after it. That being said, just one of the things I wanted to note is that of the list of people you told me, most all of them are OGs, right? So even Saylor, I think he's newer on the scene. All those guys believed in Bitcoin, probably 10 years ago and were stacking. So the idea that eventually you're going to be able to compete with people who have been stacking for decades is actually not as much of an idea. So I think people will be fighting for it, but it's going to be all the people who said, I told you so. No, you can definitely not have my Bitcoin. And no, you cannot actually even make any more. So, stack while you can, because at some point people are going to be coming after you trying to get it. And you're just going to say,
whoa. Dylan, I DCA into Chainlink. I get half a Chainlink at a time. I have 3.1 Chainlink total. Are you telling me with this strategy, I'm not going to catch up to the Winklevoss twins?
I don't think so. No, and I think they're just gonna keep going. And it's
I guess I'm going for meme coins with no utility. I got a moonshot my way then. All right. Well, Dylan says don't buy Chainlink and buy moonshots instead. All right. Now he didn't say that, folks. All right, we're just joking. All right, Crypto Grady. Is there anything surprising about those 5/6 wealthiest people? Anything stand out? Anything you surprised maybe wasn't on there or that was on there?
Not surprising at all. And it's not. I think CZ at the head of the bull run was the wealthiest guy ever on earth, and still might actually be. I think he might have even more than we know. And it's because here's why. And this is, I've been fighting for CZ Binance. I was buying it at 79 cents when it first came out, and all the FUD. It's just continual FUD since 2017, and then 2018, and then 2019. It's always FUD against CZ. But if you look at what he does, he always does right by the people. All the FUD that comes against him, I find is usually false. He's always out there grinding. He's always out there treating people right. He made the best platform. It was the best in 2017, and he's always innovating. Then he came out with his own blockchains. He's always grinding. He's Mr. Make It Happen. Those are the type of guys I look for in crypto. The awesome guys with strong ethics, strong core values, that are grinding and that do right by the people. And he's done it. And he's just one of the sharpest, smartest minds, I would say, in the world. It's like he's able to take on 20 different world governments at once. And somehow he's good. He's no worries, man. I don't know how he does it. I love that guy. I hope he doesn't get burnt out. He could just close the doors, just be done with all the hate that comes at him. But man, he's just such a good dude. I love that guy. I love CZ.
Yeah, I don't have much negative to say about him at all. We have Lifer in the chat. Look at that hourglass shirt. Weight token. Hey, he get +1 for Grady right there. Lifer likes it. And I like how Lifer looks at charts. So maybe I'll have to look at that chart again. All right, Crypto Hound.
Yes.
Last question here. I want to ask you, so we have Bitcoin. It minted a bunch of billionaires, minted tons of millionaires. But, like we were saying, they started about 10 years ago. They got a head start. Well, besides Ethereum, I think we can probably all agree Ethereum might be the next, minted billionaire, the big class of tens of thousands of millionaires. So besides Bitcoin, besides Ethereum, what is the next coin that could potentially make a billionaire and that will make tons of millionaires?
Okay. I think that's a great question to ask, because one thing that I heard on the BitBoy Crypto show this morning was that all of these billionaires, they're choosing to hold on to the Bitcoin, and they're not willing to take the risk on the riskier asset. So what is that asset that could flourish? No one can guess it and be right. But if I had to, I would say Cardano is getting a lot of innovation, a lot of things coming together for that network. Charles Hoskinson is great. I also like XRP, but XRP is kind of tied to these hedge funds, and it's bigger, and we've been waiting 5-6 years now. And I feel for all the people that bought in while it was ripping to the $3 range and never got to see that again. So hopefully for those people, they get to see that day. Besides that, because of Elon Musk, Doge. Sheeb, 100%. Okay. We're gonna hit
all right now. Now, the first coin you threw out was Cardano, Crypto Hound. Can you sniff out a possible bull run price target? Where are you thinking? I'll go first. I'm thinking $6.90.
Ooh. I like the sound of that, actually.
I was coming in line with that. Are you going higher or are you going lower?
I was coming in lower at 5.
Okay.
And of course, once it breaks all-time highs, that's when you got to start taking percentages out. When you're investing your own money and what you can afford to lose, you got to make sure that you're covering what you invested in originally. And then also, as it's in the discovery phase, we call it, that you're taking off percentages to build your bags. Of course, you could go for the long shot, but it's hard to time it perfectly. And you're just going to beat yourself up at the end of the day.
And look out for those psychological levels for profit taking. For better or worse, there's going to just be a lot of people taking profits at $1. So maybe, look at 88 cents, 87 cents, because, you'll get front ran by the 95 cents. Also, $3 and $3.09. A lot of people are looking to take profits there. $4.20 is just a thing. It's going to happen. I don't know why. And also $5. So just look out. This is going to be really, really hard to turn those resistant levels into support as we go up into the next bull run. I predict over the next 18 months or so. But that is all we have time for today. We're about 3 minutes shy, but that's all right because it looks like Dylan Rose, he was just blooming today, folks. And you know what? The other people, they got the thorns. So Dylan, I'm not even going to say anything about your background, but feel free, leave us with some parting thoughts. Dylan, tell us anything. What do you got going on in Dylan's life here?
Can I do some more singing or no?
Yes, of course.
Yes.
No, guys, I'm just toiling away selling crypto miners. That's kind of my bag. I love crypto. I'm pretty new to it, but I'm a hardcore miner, cypherpunk. So I love to see the industry hanging on. Proof of stake is cool. It's great, but I'm one of the OGs that really just wants people to be running these servers out of their home, because I feel like that's how we can get our our freedoms and keep them, is if the blockchain's actually running in our house. So go check out the website, evergreenminer.com, and feel free to reach out if you have any questions. Shameless plug. See you next time.
Evergreenminer.com. And guys, let me say this. When it comes to, I don't want to say hide is the wrong word. When it comes to keeping your crypto private, without government controls, without bank controls, the number way to do it is mining it yourself. Put it in a wallet that nobody knows about. There's no fiat on-ramps. There's no off-ramps. It's just you being a sovereign individual. So I'm all about what Dylan has going on right there. We have Flippa Frank. Thank you for the hard work. Web3 me. Last thing I'll say, new money not going into ADA. New money's not really going into anything, but new money will definitely pour into ADA. And some old money, people got burnt in 2021. They'll definitely come back because Reddit loves Cardano, and Reddit's going to fuel that whole GameStop crowd. But that's all we got time for today, folks. Got that DZ hairline, says Kyle Owen. Well, yeah, I'm growing it out, folks. We'll see. We'll keep it long and wispy, but that's all we got time for today. Thank you for sticking around this long. Please hit that like button. Make sure you check out everyone's content. I haven't been on the show that many times, so you're probably not following Dylan, Grady, or Hound yet, but please do us a big, big favor. Go to their channel. We want to see a little sub bump. So give them a little bump. Not like in the bathroom. That's all we got. We're going to go off the rails even further. DZ's out.